just finished up with baseball. And latest news in the National Hockey League, Peter Laviolette has been fired from the Philadelphia Flyers. Isn't that right, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, as a Penguin fan, you just got to be happy when you hear that. So
Yeah, you kind of do. I mean, I think that the Flyers are an excellent hockey club. I'm not a Flyers fan. I think that they play hard. And it would be interesting to see where Peter Laviolette's going to go. There's a funny thing running around on Twitter right now and on Facebook. And I don't know if anybody who's listening knows about NHL memes, but there are these funny little captions that they have little funny pictures of NHL guys who stuff that happens to them. And this one reads, you trade Jeff Carter and Mike Richards to LA, and they win a Stanley Cup. You trade Bobrovsky, and he wins a Vezina trophy, which is for the most outstanding goaltender. And now you fire me. The future looks bright. So that maybe, I mean, the Flyers seem to fire, to trade away people who go on to have great careers.
yeah, now are you surprised that they fired him so soon?
I was a little surprised that they fired him as soon as they did. It was only 3 games, and a lot of the players in the locker room said that it was their fault. They took the blame that they could have played better and they didn't, and it wound. And there are real life consequences to that. Their coach got fired.
Yeah,
he's gone. And I mean, I think the Flyers I think a lot of young guys in the Flyers dressing room need to step up their game. I think Matt Reed needs to come up and find his niche in the Flyers locker room. But it'll be an interesting season to see where the Flyers go. I feel as though last year I think the Flyers could have came back to win. Not to at least make the playoffs if they had an 82-game season.
Yeah.
They could have came back. I mean, it's the Flyers.
Right.
And
the goalie situation, I mean, I know they got Steve Mason.
Yes.
But I just think for the past 5 years, just it's like a turnstile of goalies that come in and out, with Brian Boucher and Michael Layton.
They seem to be, having the whole cornucopia of NHL goaltenders.
So, I mean, I don't know. Do you think that their goaltending position with Steve Mason will hold up throughout the whole year?
I think it's going to have to. Yeah. I mean, who do you think they're going to pick up in replace of Steve Mason?
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I think that the Steve Mason definitely has to come up big this year and prove to himself that he's going to be, on the Flyers team. I think the Flyers, they have trouble on defense and they have trouble goaltending, but goaltending is definitely their biggest woe. And for their sake, like I said, I'm a Penguins fan. For their sake, I hope they can get their act together because it's always fun when the Flyers are competitive against the Penguins.
Yeah, it is.
But other than that, Peter Laviolette's firing. Brad Stewart had an illegal check to the head of Rick Nash, and we took a look at the hit earlier, and it put him out for 3 games without pay, 3-game suspension.
Yeah, I saw. Drafted last year, 19 years of age, has played in 3 NHL contests,
basically made history 2 nights ago, scoring 4 goals in the game. The whole team rallied for 9.
Trashed the Rangers.
They destroyed them. And I think that the Rangers would have played a little bit better had they not played L.A. the previous night because they stomped on L.A.
Yeah.
They did beat L.A. In dramatic New York fashion. However, Tomas Hertl is the most popular guy in the NHL right now. He leads the league in goals at 6 in 3 games.
It's impressive. Now, I mean, I don't want to say he's the next Sidney Crosby just yet.
Not yet.
But we'll have to keep an eye on him, keep tabs on him to see how well he's doing on the next couple weeks.
Yeah, a lot of the polls are saying that he's going to win Rookie of the Year. He's definitely got confidence. He's definitely got talent. The confidence if you take a look at the goal. And they're flashing it all over ESPN, which is crazy.
Yeah, hockey.
Yeah, hockey on ESPN. It's a great day for hockey. But to have the guts to, at the slot, put the puck between your legs and lift it over Martin Biron, who is a backup, but it's Martin Biron.
Yeah, solid goalie.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you mess that up, you're going to have Ryan McDonough in your face.
Yeah.
Being, what the heck are you doing, kid?
Yeah.
You just got in the league, but he bucketed one, and he looked great out there. Big smile on his face. So he may become a dramatic goal scorer. Speaking of dramatic goal scorers, Alexander Ovechkin, he's playing great for the Capitals right now.
Yes, he is.
I think that, a lot of the guys on SportsCenter, and yes, he's all over SportsCenter, interestingly enough, they're saying that he might go 60 goals. What do you think about that?
I don't think he will.
Yeah, I don't think he will either.
Because, I mean, if you take a look at his stats, last time he had 50-plus goals was the 2009 season.
Okay.
And I know with the shortened season last year, he put up spectacular numbers.
Spectacular numbers.
But I think he's at the point in his career now, and he's 28 years old. Feels like he's been in the league for a long time.
It's been a while.
But for them to be successful, I think it's time for him now that he needs to focus on trying to get that team to win a cup.
Absolutely.
And I know you would want him, I think, to carry the team offensively.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're going to succeed in the playoffs, go further than they have in the past with him being their primary goal scorer. So whether it's him taking less shots, but it's just what I felt about them for a long time. So.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I think that Alexander Ovechkin has the potential to carry a team to the Stanley Cup. They got to get good guys to center around him. They've had goalie troubles as well.
True.
And they've also had defensive troubles, and coaching troubles. I mean, that team was kind of in shambles there for a little bit. It's going to be really tough for them to make the playoffs this year, but we will see about that. A lot of the statements that you were saying before as well, I've kind of heard buzzings about the Penguins and Sidney Crosby. Hopefully they can put together a good team this year, so that they can at least go farther than they did.
Yeah.
Last year. Because a lot of the people who I know who talk about hockey, they have problems with the fact that the Penguins don't score dirty goals anymore. They wait for Sidney Crosby or Evgeny Malkin to dance into the zone and work their magic. And we saw in the Boston series where that didn't work. Crosby was left without a point in that series.
Right.
Sidney Crosby.
I know.
So, speaking of the Penguins, though, we have Olli Maatta. And I know you want to talk about Olli Maatta.
Yeah, I do. I was at the game Tuesday night against the Hurricanes. He tallied his first 2 points in his National Hockey League first season.
Mm-hmm.
And got the 2 assists on 2 pretty nice goals. He's improving from game to game, which is something that you really got to take note of. And he's averaging almost 16 minutes of ice time.
That's impressive for a rookie.
For the first 3 games. So I think he's making a good case to stay past the 9 games, because they can't send him down to Wilkes-Barre. It's either they're going to keep him for the whole season or send him back to his OHL team.
Yeah, that's true. So it's interesting to see what's going to happen as soon as Chris Letang comes back.
Yeah, because the way I see it, they have 9 defensemen to choose from, with Dupre, who's down in the AHL right now.
It's a good problem to have.
Yeah, so I think, though, you see England, he's been scratched for the first 3 games.
Yeah, he has
So
been.
I think he might end up being the odd man out, when I know I was saying last week about Matt Niskanen, I was calling him dead weight, but...
I wasn't going to make you eat your words.
So, I mean, he's got some assists here. He's leading the team +4.
Yeah, that's
plus
impressive.
minus. So, I don't know. It's really going to be pretty interesting to see once Letang comes back and how they're going to mix and match all these pairings. So.
Well, I can tell you who's definitely going to stay on the Penguins' defensive roster, and that's Rob Scuderi. Scuds is tearing it up right now, and to be honest with you, I think that Rob Scuderi, I love Rob Scuderi.
Yeah.
I love Hal Gill. When we won the Stanley Cup, we had Rob Scuderi and we had Hal Gill.
Yeah.
I'll take one of the two.
Yeah, no doubt.
I think that the reason why the Penguins are performing so well right now is because of Rob Scuderi.
Yeah.
I think he brings that veteran presence. I think he brings that shutdown defensive, at least the attitude that they need for the Penguins to put up goals and stay ahead on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and the Penguins are 3-0 right now. In these 3 games, I mean, I don't know, they've looked dominant.
They've looked
in
great.
These games. New Jersey didn't put up real much of a fight.
Yeah,
Fleury shut him out.
We knew that was going to happen.
The Sabres, they went down. And then the Carolina, they came back and tied the game up at 2, but then the Penguins get the last 3 goals.
The Penguins were all like, no.
Jussi Jokinen with a hat trick.
Jussi Jokinen is going to have the best year of his career, or he will fall off the face of the earth and we will never hear of him again.
That's true, but I think for him to... Because I think he is very capable of putting up a 35 to 40 goal season.
Yeah, I mean, he could do it. He definitely could.
But the only way that's going to happen is if they keep him on the second line with Malkin.
Yeah, interesting call. Yeah, so what do you think that Bo Bennett's going to do? BB Gun Bennett.
Yeah, I haven't seen too much from him in the first 3 games. It's early. I think this will be like the full season, first full season for him. 82 games in the NHL. So I don't know if he's going to stay on line 2. I would think once Neal comes back, if Jokinen's still clicking with Malkin, that they're going to put Bennett down to line 3. And that might be a good spot for him alongside Sutter and Kobasu.
Yeah, I completely agree because I think that the Penguins are getting scoring right now from all lines.
Yeah.
And Bo Bennett is definitely not going to hurt that on line 3. So speaking of James Neal coming back, why is he out?
I really don't know because obviously they don't reveal what exactly the injury is, upper body, lower body. I mean, what have you heard? Because I don't know.
I've heard upper body. So you got me on that one. I mean, that could be anything from an abdominal thing, a rib thing, a shoulder thing, a wrist thing.
Yeah.
You never know with that.
So, I haven't even heard how long he might be out.
Well, with upper body injuries in the National Hockey League, you're usually and they placed him on the IR, I believe.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I mean, there's a good indicator that he's going to be out for an extended period of time. And I feel as though we will be receiving notes or some kind of news to the status on James Neal. I feel like we are going to learn what it is in the next week or so, or maybe even 2 weeks. They're going to tell us, but right now we got to work with what we got, and right now what we got is pretty good.
Yeah, they haven't missed a beat.
They have not. When we come back, we're going to finish up with talking about the Penguins and a appearance of perhaps a young rookie goaltender by the name of Jeff Zatkoff, and I'm going to do a little segment I like to call the Power Rankings. I kind of took that from NHL.com, but I didn't look at their rankings. I made my own. But I want to take you through who I think were the best teams this week, and we're going to talk about a little football after that. So for Mike, I'm Harrison. Stay tuned. Sports Buzz.
And welcome back to Sports Buzz, and now we're going to get into more of the Penguins.
That's right.
Jeff Zatkoff, backup goalie for the Penguins, will probably make his debut this weekend.
Yeah, Fleury's got to have a rest sometime, although Fleury has been playing exactly the way Pittsburgh fans want him to.
Yeah, that's how he better play in the postseason.
Absolutely. And what with the Penguins' goalie woes, what with Thomas Vokoun going to potentially be out for the whole season, the young rookie Jeff Zatkoff has the potential to play this weekend in Florida when they make their road trip down south. Who do you think he's going to play against?
Well, I think it would be wise for them to play him against the Panthers, just for the fact that Tampa Bay has the more potent lineup with Stamkos and St. Louis. So I think starting him off against Florida would be a good way to get your feet wet in the NHL.
I agree. I think the Florida Panthers are going to have some woes this year. I think they're going to be not a good hockey team. I'm not going to say they're going to be a bad hockey team, but I think they're going to have some struggles, and I definitely think that Jeff Zatkoff could play well against them. He's had some good numbers in his junior hockey league experience, and hopefully we'll see some good production from the young guy as he comes up. Hopefully we'll see him this weekend. I don't think that Fleury can, play forever.
Right.
So we'll definitely see what he has for us.
So yeah, you're going to give us your top 5.
Yeah, definitely. Here we go. I'm going to rifle it off here with number 5 as the Vancouver Canucks. Daniel Sedin has 6 points, and his brother, he's got 2 goals and 4 assists, and his brother Henrik has 6 assists. Santorelli with 3 goals. Luongo had better make himself at home. I know that he wanted to be traded there for a while, but he will be staying in Vancouver, and they've won 3 in a row. They are the only team on my list here that have a loss, but they've won 3 in a row, so they get the number 5 spot. Number 4, St. Louis. They are undefeated. They're getting scoring from all lines. Almost all of their players already have a point. They have Alexander Steen as well as Peter Angelo combining for 9 whole points, and their team rallied for 6 goals against Florida last week. And Yaroslav Halak remains undefeated, and what a big fan I am of that guy. The Pittsburgh Penguins come in at number 3. They are also undefeated, getting scoring from all lines. Marc-Andre Fleury playing great with a shutout already. He has the only other guy who has a shutout in the league is Craig Anderson for the Ottawa Senators, and he is in good company there. Jussi Jokinen is fired up with his hat trick, and Crosby, I think that the postseason not scoring in the Boston series is going to put him on pace for another humongous goal total season. So let's hope that he's able to punch that one out. Number 2, the Colorado Avalanche. Nathan MacKinnon, first overall in the lottery, producing. He's got a couple of assists, and P.A. Parenteau is bringing it. And Patrick Waugh's outburst at Bruce Boudreau, if you haven't seen that footage, look that one up. That's pretty impressive to have your NHL coach, his debut in the NHL, fired up and going after the other coach like that and almost breaking the glass over Bruce Boudreau's head. That's hockey for you. Semyon Varlamov is benefiting from this guy as well, Patrick Waugh. And he's got a Hall of Famer as a head coach, and I think that we're going to see his best year out of Semyon Varlamov in Colorado. The San Jose Sharks are going to round up at number 1, and they beat the Rangers 9-2. Like I said, their rookie, Tomas Hertl, scores 4 goals and leads the league as a 19-year-old. Pavelski, Vlasic, and Couture dummying whoever they play, and they are on pace for a great season. Hopefully they won't experience any more of their postseason woes as we wrap that one up. So there's the top 5 teams. Hopefully we'll see some more production from them. I think the only team that I mentioned from the East was the Penguins.
Yeah, and I will guarantee you this, that I will be following your power rankings from now on. I won't be going to NHL.com. I'll be listening to my good friend Harry Buzz about his power rankings.